Hi, today I wanted to go over the truck section of EBO Pro, where you keep your truck information. When you first come into EBO Pro, as always, you're here on the dashboard. You're just going to go down to the trucks button. More buttons will open up. This truck, when you hit the trucks button, you're going to come to a truck listing. This is going to be all of your trucks. To add in a new truck, you're going to click this button here. To find a truck in the long list, you just start typing anything in the list, a FedEx number or a truck number, and it will shorten the list to whatever you're typing in. If it's on this screen, you can type it in. You could type in 2025, it'll shorten the list to 2025 year models, etc. So anything on the screen, if you type into this filter, it'll shorten this list for you. This little item next to it looks like a tornado. If you click on that, that always just gives you more options on ways to filter anywhere in EBO Pro. So you can filter by typing in, you can filter different areas by clicking on this. The kebab menu next to that always will allow you to see out of service trucks. So we hide them as a default, but we do not ever delete the truck. The status just goes to out of service. So if you wanted to see an older truck that you had put out of service, you just uncheck that, and then all of the out of service trucks will appear. At the very bottom of your screen, you'll see some out of service. You'll see the out of service trucks come up, but it does default to hiding them just for ease of use. You want to keep your truck list cleaned up for scheduling and things like that, so you know what trucks are really available to be used. So this screen has the truck listing just defaulted this way. If you want to change the way this screen looks, you're just going to click on the three bars, make different choices. You might uncheck some things and then check some other things that you want to see, maybe the odometer or an estimated value. Click update, and now your different fields are going to be there, and you can save this version if you don't want to have to remake it every time. You just click on the middle section here, do save as, and type in a name for it, click save. Then when you leave and come back to this button, it's going to go to the old version, but if you wanted to see the version you created, you just go to a saved view here, Kristen's truck list, and now it's pulled up the truck list that I saved off. So I don't have to recreate that every time. I can save off it as a saved view and find it here every time. You can also print any screen out, and you can download it to Excel, CSV, or to a clipboard to put into an email or Word or somewhere. So this is just the truck list. The truck names and FedEx IDs and all that, they're here. If you needed to edit one, you click on the kebab menu next to the truck name, and you can change the status here, change it to repairing, out of service, and processing, anything like that. Create a substitute truck here, remove it or merge it if you accidentally put in 2. You can also do those same items by clicking on the truck number. That'll bring you inside that truck screen. If you go to history, this is where you can change the status as well. So if right now it's active, if you were going to make it repairing, you could click here, put in the date, and then choose repairing or out of service. Same as from the kebab menu next to the truck. And this is where it'll keep track of all the different, how that truck has been used throughout your service in your company, repaired, out, back in. So if you shorten up the truck list to one you're looking for and you click on it, it's going to bring you inside. This is where the history of the truck is here. But if you start at the beginning, this truck is how kind of the main details of it. So when you create a new truck, you're going to put in what, like if it's a Penske or if it's a Ryder, and then you're going to put in a name for that truck. And you want to put in something that does not ever change. Maybe it'd be the last few digits of the VIN number or something like that that does not change. The type of ownership could be a long-term lease, a short-term lease. It might be a substitute or it's owned. If it's a sub truck that you've gotten from one of your leases where your lease is down, so they give you a sub, you're going to want to put in what is it if you choose substitute, you'll choose the truck that it's subbing for. You also can choose your maintenance plan. So if you've set up a maintenance plan, you can set it to this truck, and then it's going to keep track. You're going to put your VIN number in and some other information. From the VIN number, it's going to automatically pull a lot of details about this truck. Right here, you can see where your truck is located because it's tied to your ELD. First, you gotta just zoom way back in, and then you can find your truck wherever it's located. Across the top, there's other. Oh, and also you're going to put in your FedEx number. So this name is based on the truck, the actual vehicle. The FedEx number is going to be tied to that vehicle. So you have kind of two different items. You have the name of the truck, and then you have the FedEx number, and you tag the FedEx number to the truck, to the vehicle. The FedEx number can change if you reuse this vehicle and do another tractor file with it. So say you have this vehicle on a team run and it gets up to higher mileage, and you want to put on a new truck into that spot and then take this vehicle and put it in as a spare or on a solo. It could have another FedEx number later, so that's why it's important to keep those two things separate. If you click on the maintenance tab, this is where it's going to track if you have a maintenance plan assigned to it and you've been putting in invoices and tagging into them, it'll kind of track when's the next time you need to get a tire or whatever you've chosen for your maintenance plan. Under FedEx, this is where it's going to keep track of the FedEx numbers. Like I said, it might have started off as one FedEx number, and then that vehicle got reused again and got a new FedEx number. So it's going to keep track of all of that because this is the vehicle. So what all has happened to the vehicle, not the FedEx number. So to this vehicle, it's had two FedEx numbers. Here under assets, you can put in serial numbers of maybe Sirius XM or your ELD or your camera, and then you'd be able to pull a report saying, hey, here's all my trucks and here's the ELD number, serial numbers. So you can put in information here. Under expenses, you can put in information for your standard expenses on that truck to help with the profitability, maybe insurance, maybe there's a payment, average repairs and maintenance. Under value, if you put in all your information about the truck, it can automatically pull from a service to tell you how much in general that truck is worth. That you can use for your insurance company listings. You could print out a list of all your trucks and their values and send that to your insurance company for their stated values on the insurance policy. History, like I said, this is where you're going to say, right now this is active, but it might have gone to repairing and then back to active. So this is going to be the history of the status of the truck. Attachments. This is where you want to put anything that has to do with this vehicle. So there might be a certificate of insurance you want to attach, a cab card. I really would suggest attaching the tractor files to the vehicle. That way anybody in your organization can find the tractor file. So it doesn't have to just be saved in a file somewhere or on a computer somewhere. It can actually be right here. So if you ever needed to look up something that has to do with this truck, the tractor file's here. And then the federal annual inspection. But you can put any documents you want here and attach them to the truck so that they're with the truck, with that vehicle, ready to go. The next tab is the week report. This just shows what the tractor drove over the week ending this, the week ending that. What did it do? What did it drive? What stats did it get? What happened from the settlement statement? FedEx points. This is just a weekly summary of just this vehicle and the things that happened with it on declines, earning points, service level, etc. And then maintenance history. If you're entering all your invoices and tagging them to the truck, whether or not you use MMRs or not, this will be all the invoices that have been tagged to this truck throughout time. And if you put your amounts in, it'll tell you the total amount. From here, you can easily just, hey, I want to see what this invoice was, just double click on it, it'll bring you to that invoice. So you can do that and then just click go back and it'll take you back. So that is across the top all of the tabs that are for each truck, all the information you can keep on each truck. The more information that you have on the truck, the more information you can pull out through different screens or reports. We have some screens set up here that are already set up, but again, you can change them and adapt them and save your own views and screens that you want. The other thing under trucks that we have to go over is maintenance. There's a few other videos out there with things that you can do on maintenance, but if you click on the maintenance tab, you have the first thing that comes up is the status. So just like we saw this exact screen under this truck when we were under trucks, you can see it for all of your trucks in a row, so you could easily just scroll through and find them. Or you can, like I said, just filter to that one that you're looking for. The next item under it is events, and this is where you're going to add your invoices. So you're going to click the plus sign and keep track of them throughout the months. And that helps you with the maintenance history, the invoice history, the MMRs. Underneath that is odometers. So on any day, it'll pull up all your truck's odometers. If you're searching for just one, you want to see what one truck's odometer is, you just type it in there. If you wanted to sort it by hub or by location, you can do that. You can export it out to Excel and sort it different ways from there, filter it differently. You can also go back in time. You can pick a date if you click there and go backwards, or you can just click backwards and go back a few days, and it'll reload and it'll give the last reading as of that date. So that's an easy way to look at your odometers. So that's just an overview of the truck buttons and how you can keep track of all your truck information. Again, it's very important to keep your truck list up to date so that your active tractors show active, and you're repairing, if trucks are out on the shop getting repaired, they're here. Or if they're completely out now and you've sold them or gotten rid of them, go ahead and get rid of them. That way when you go to do scheduling, you have the correct truck list there, so you know what's available and what's not available. You can also print a lot of reports out that might be useful, as far as you can get an active truck list for your insurance company with values. So it's just important to keep it up to date, and that's just kind of a walkthrough of the screens. Thank you.